Let's talk about the holiday of Purim. This year, the holiday of Purim, the Jewish holiday of Purim, this year, 2025, will take place on March 13th and 14th. And what's extraordinary about Purim this year, it's going to be like no other. Why? Because on Purim, we read the book of Esther, the story of Esther and Mordechai, her uncle, and how Esther was married to King Achashverosh, and she saved everyone. What's the theme that goes on throughout this book? The theme is, when do you talk and when are you silent? You see, Queen Esther is taken into the palace of King Achashverosh, but her uncle Mordechai tells her, don't tell anybody that you're Jewish. And she's there silently. When are you silent and when do you speak? Right? You have then the story of Mordechai where he's eavesdropping on the evil guards, Bigtan and Teresh, who are trying to assassinate King Achashverosh. He's silent and he's able to listen to them. That's how he picks up the information. Then later he says, okay, I'm going to speak. And he tells Esther, and she in turn tells King Achashverosh in the name of Mordechai. When do you speak? When are you silent? And what do you say? Then Esther invites Haman and Achashverosh again and again and again, and it's the same question. When do you speak? When are you silent? Mordechai warns Esther, you've been great with being silent, but if you are silent now that Haman wants to destroy the Jewish people, not good. Something bad's going to happen to you, but God's going to save us anyways. Why is that so relevant to this year? Because this year, Jews have endured such extraordinary anti-Semitism that really many of them wonder if they themselves are Esther. And many of them are thinking, okay, when do I speak out? When do I not speak out? Am I an Esther? Am I a Mordechai? Or am I just someone sitting on the sidelines? And so this year, I think many Jews have woken up to the fact that we are all Esthers. We all must speak out. We all need to call out anti-Semitism, and we all need to be there for others. That's a lesson that we've learned this year. And that's a lesson that we look at the book of Esther and say, okay, when do you sort of lay low and not say anything because you don't want to stir the pot? But when are you saying, okay, this is a red line. I am going to speak out against hate. And you know what? You don't have to be Jewish to be that person. Each and every person in this year must make sure that they are a little Esther in their heart, that they are a little Mordechai, that they are looking out and they're saying, okay, how do I help to fight hate? How do I help to make sure that the persecution and anti-Semitism of the Hamans of the world does not wash over the Jewish people? That's the question of the year. That's why this year's Purim, even though it's a happy, joyous celebration, it's going to be different than any other day. And that's why we're going to celebrate it, but also think about what lessons the holiday of Purim has for us, how it's going to teach us to take action, speak against anti-Semitism, and be effective in what we say. Wishing you all a happy Purim.